tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What's up, everybody? You are watching live on AfterBuzzTV.com, the YouTube AfterBuzz page, and of course, you are listening to this on iTunes and SoundCloud. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Tough Enough special. I am Christian Rosenberg. Follow me on Twitter at @RuRosenberg. Joining me right now, the man who won the most challenges on this season of Tough Enough, but unfortunately his time on the show ended last night at Tough Tanner. Tanner Saraceno is with me. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm really excited to finally get a chance to talk to you. For one, you were the first person on this season's cast to follow me on Twitter, so right away you were at the top of my list. But you know, what was that?
I show my love.
There it is. Now, has it settled in for you yet? I know it's been like only about maybe 12 hours or so since the elimination, but has it settled in that now you are no longer there?
Yeah, it settled in right away. When you hear your name called, it hits you right away that your journey there has stopped, and you gotta find a new path. So I'm adjusting to the life of I'm almost civilian now, and I got to see the daylight on my own. I walked outside. I didn't get yelled at, so it's been a good day so far.
And let me ask you, because I'm a big poker player. And whenever I play poker, if I had to get knocked out, I prefer to get knocked out at the beginning than just before the money per se. What do you feel would have been better if you happened to be eliminated early, or if you got eliminated when you did the last one before the finale?
I think the most experience you can get out of this experience is the greatest thing. So I'm definitely happy that I made it this far. I'm not satisfied with where I was, but making it this far is definitely incredible for me. With the experience I came here with, and how far I progressed. Being slingshotted into this business, I'm very happy with where I went with it, and can't wait to continue playing.
And I talked at the very beginning when I was introducing you about the fact that you pretty much won the most challenges on the men's side. I talked with Gigi last week, who won just about all the challenges on the female side. Why does it feel like the challenges, when it's all said and done, don't necessarily matter on the outcome? Shouldn't they have some type of effect, whether it's immunity or some other type of prize for the person who wins the challenges?
I think your prize is the experience of what you're doing. It's definitely great, what we're doing here. The challenges are meant to test you as far as qualities it takes to be a WWE superstar. So I think I've proven time after time I am a freak athlete, and that's where I shine. So I definitely can incorporate all the aspects of what it takes to be a WWE superstar, and I've proven that week after week. So hopefully I showed that just with a few tweaks and expressing my personality differently, I'll be able to showcase that and prove that to the rest of the world.
Yeah, and that was going to be my next point as far as, expressing the character and the promos, because obviously we know how vital of a role that is in becoming a WWE superstar. Obviously, you have the MMA background where you might not necessarily need to rely on that as much as just the physical aspects, which you certainly have. What type of tips would you give to aspiring wrestlers that you learned from the trainers there to help with their character development and their promos?
I think just opening up, and whatever you think is ridiculous is actually just entertaining. That seems to be the best advice I can give. When you're in that ring with Billy and he's standing 3 feet from you and just screaming at the top of his lungs, and you think, wow, this looks ridiculous, but well, you might feel that way, but it looks awesome for everyone watching. And I think just going over the top with things and just letting things loose is probably the best advice I can give you, and just let everything out.
How strong is your bromance with Josh?
Our bromance with Josh. I'm very comfortable with my sexuality, and if we can make some comedy out of a good friendship and make people laugh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I
think a lot of people got a kick out of that.
Yeah, then let's talk about your talking and your quote unquote game. Do you feel that it was misrepresented on this show?
I think it's a different setting. It's a PG show. I'll say that as well. And there's some things, that can't be said that may physically are about to be portrayed, but you can't speak upon. So, it's hard finding that fine line. I think I'm a great talker when it comes to women. It depends on the situation and, the woman you're talking with. So I think the situation is what it depends on.
Well, on the subject of talker and talking, let's talk about ZZ for a minute. So ZZ, we know, is pretty much all talk right now. He has the charisma. He knows the right things to say, but we see time and time again, as far as physically, the guy's not getting the job done. Why do you think the WWE Universe seems to want ZZ to win?
Honestly, I don't know. Yesterday I think he was a little surprised with how low of the votes he got. Josh actually won majority of the votes. So I think the WWE Universe is starting to see the effort that's being put in, for them, and what they're getting in return. So I think maybe that's catching up to them, and hopefully, they just continue seeing, the work that's being put in, and who's going to be able to entertain them, in a ring and out of a ring.
So, yeah, we obviously know that your pick in the finals for the men's side is Josh. But what about the women's side? Because we've had a lot of different athletes in this company. We've had Daria, we've had Chelsea, we've had Gigi, and it's come down now to Sarah and Amanda. Are you surprised that it came down to those two?
I am very surprised it came down to them. Amanda, I think, definitely has what it takes. She, from where we started to where she is now, she has progressed, worlds. From struggling with roles in the beginning to now, she can bang them out no problem. And she picks things up very well in the ring. As far as the moves, she's strong. She's got a good work ethic behind her, and she's got a personality behind her too. She's not afraid of showing, on camera. So I definitely think she has what it takes to win this whole thing.
Well, I got a few Twitter questions from some of your fans that wanted to ask you some stuff here. Yeah, be prepared. No, I'm kidding. First question from @Carrie_Redmond. She wants to know what inspired you to even audition for Tough Enough.
I was actually contacted, and they said, "Hey, we like your look, and we think maybe we want you here." And I was like, "Well, it's really, really cool." And I honestly didn't know what the show was at first. I watched this a lot when I was a kid, and as I started competing in sports, I invested everything I had into what I was doing. So I kind of strayed away from it a bit. So when I finally got the chance to showcase to the world what my potential is, I jumped at it as soon as I could. I was like, absolutely, throw me in there. And it didn't seem real until, I got here. I actually thought someone was pranking me at first, but they gave me a call to come here.
Nice. @PackersGuy2015, he wants to know if you were to pick one specific moment on your time at Tough Enough that really stood out to you the most, what would it be?
Definitely being at Raw, and having 18,000 people screaming at you. There's not a feeling you can replicate that would give you those same emotions that run through your body and just give you those chills. That was easily the best moment of my life so far.
And I'm not quite sure why this person has this Twitter handle, but at Praised Escapist. Do you think you'd be doing a better job as a heel or a babyface?
Being a heel would be so much easier for me. It's so much easier being mean to people than it is to be nice to people.
I agree.
Especially when you're competing with that person for a career. So, being a heel is it's fun. It's interesting to me, and I would much rather be a heel than a babyface.
Yeah, I've been, for many years out here working with various independent promotions, and most of the time I was a babyface character. And about 2 years ago at a place, I switched to a heel, and I've never had more fun than those last couple years where I've been booed out of the building.
Plus, I do not have a babyface, so I'd much rather be a heel.
Well, then, if you were a heel, that kind of leads to the last Twitter question. At Lewis Hackett 13 wants to know, what would your ring name be? And don't say Stud Muffin.
No, I'm not Stud Muffin. I've been given some thought to that as far as, what kind of character I'd want to be and, what suits me. I haven't thought of, like a name yet. I'm thinking some kind of wild, Viking warrior-ish type look maybe. But, that would just be something I'm going to need some work with, of how to express that, with my personality and stuff. But I'm most comfortable in a pair of boots, so it would definitely take some thinking and practice.
So with all this said, though, are you going to stay full force to try to get back to WWE, or are you going to go back to MMA?
I'm definitely going to use both worlds and make a successful career out of this. Right now I need to get into a wrestling gym, maybe an acting class, and see where it goes from there. And I've got nothing but support from my coaches, and I had a few NXT guys message me and tell me to just keep trucking along. And so I definitely feel like I have a career ahead of me in this, and I just need to make sure I take the right steps to get there. Well,
Tanner, I really appreciate you taking the time this morning. I'm sure you're hopping from interview to interview right now. Are you going to be at the finale next week, or is it just going to be the Final Four?
That is something I do not know the answer to. I would imagine it will be the Final Four. And, I don't want to take anything away from the winner as far as, any publicity or anything. They've earned it going through those 10 weeks. So I feel like that should be their moment to shine. And I've had my moment. It's past me for now. So I got to wait till my next moment to shine. And I don't want to take away from them and their big moment.
Well, I expect you to have many, many, many moments to come. Do you have any last words as far as for all your all the fans of yours that listen to our AfterBuzz that you wanna say to them?
I just want to thank them all, for tuning in, for, giving me a chance and, not hating me right off. Well, actually, some of them did hate me right off the bat. I've actually received a lot of those. So thank you guys for not hating me as much now. And just the support I've gotten, all the, fan art edits and all the tweets and stuff. It means the world to, someone like me. I came up, small town kid, and I was never really a standout. Until I blossomed later in my career. So all this attention, people give me, and, anytime I hear, like, I light up, I get, fan mail from kids, just saying, I'm an inspiration to them, being a little guy, standing up to the big guys and stuff, and showing them it's not about your size, but just what you do with what you have. And your mindset towards things is humbling to hear that from my fans. So just thank you all for all your support and your words of wisdom.
Well, thank you, Tanner, for entertaining us through the season of Tough Enough, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck in your further training to get back to that development center really, really soon. Once again, everyone, you can follow Tanner on Twitter at ToughTanner. Tanner, Tanner, thank you so much for calling in this morning. We really appreciate you taking the time today.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that was Tanner from Tough Enough. You can follow him at Tough Tanner. You can follow me on Twitter at Will Rosenberg. And, of course, for all your other AfterBuzz TV news and gossip, follow them on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. Thanks so much for tuning in. Tune in next week for the Tough Enough AfterBuzz finale. I'm Christian Rosenberg, and we will see you then.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.